What are you hearing about Lamar Jackson?
Well, Eric DeCosta, John Harbaugh spoke today. Harbaugh said that he has been texting here and there with Lamar. DeCosta continued to express optimism that a deal is going to get done. But the clock is very much ticking here. The franchise tag deadline is 6 days away. At that point, if they have not worked out a long-term deal with Lamar Jackson, the question will not be if he's tagged, because he will be. It'll be which tag do they use? Is it the exclusive tag or the non-exclusive tag? The exclusive tag would, secure their ability to be the lone team able to negotiate with Lamar Jackson, but it also would allow the Ravens to protect themselves if they want to shop him in a potential trade for a windfall of draft picks. The non-exclusive tag would invite other teams to negotiate an offer sheet with Lamar Jackson, which would not necessarily mean that they're going to let him walk for 2 first-round picks. It could mean the Ravens are thinking, well, we haven't been able to get a long-term deal done. Maybe if he gets out there and another team signs him, we'll match. And then it solves the problem. There's a lot of different directions that this could go. Again, 6 days until that franchise tag window closes. At that point, the tag that they would apply to Lamar Jackson will tell us a lot about how confident they feel about getting a deal done, or whether perhaps, and there is a scenario for this, they end up looking to trade him instead.
And before we lose you to the news cycle, what are you hearing about Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers went on a psychedelics podcast today, which is, I feel like, the apropos thing that we'd be saying at this point. Aaron's, he's on his own journey, and he has been for a number of years, and there's nothing, frankly, wrong with that. But his process is just a little bit different, and it's taking longer, and he's trying to arrive at the right decision. The Packers are trying to be respectful of his need for time. But, Brian Gutekunst referenced it yesterday. They want an answer before free agency begins and the window for negotiating begins. It opens up on March 13th, which is in 12 days. If Aaron Rodgers wants to come back and he's fully bought in, then the Packers want him back, subject to additional conversations to make sure they're all on the same page about where the roster's going from here. If he says, I want to keep playing, but I want to be traded, then the Packers are open to working with him on it. It's not as simple as, and I've been asked, by many people, well, why don't the Packers just move on? It's because really they can't. He's got $60 million fully guaranteed this year, and he can veto any trade because, number one, he can just say, I'm not showing up. I'd rather retire than go to place X. Or he could refuse to sign a revised contract that facilitates the trade from Green Bay's perspective, because they would need some relief under the salary cap. So until he declares his intentions, there's not a lot for the Packers to do other than do what they've already done, which is understand all the scenarios here, evaluate exactly what, you would do based upon what Aaron does. And I'm sure, based on what Gutekunst said yesterday, the hope is he doesn't take this all the way up to March 13th, because whether it's a trade or those conversations about the direction of the Packers roster, that's not going to be a snap of the finger there. That's going to take some time, and they're going to need it, leading up to the start of the league year.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.